1994's The Crow might have been a big success, but its sequels have been more missed than ever, and, well, can't really say much about the fourth film. Prepare yourselves as I review The Crow Wicked Prayer. Big T's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2005 superhero flick, The Crow Wicked Prayer, released by Dimension Films, the last film in the franchise to be released by that studio, directed by Lance Mungia, who co-wrote the screenplay with Jeff Most and Sean Hood. Based on the 2000 novel of the same name by Norman Partridge, which in turn was based on the comic book character of the Crow created by James O'Barr. It's a standalone sequel to the previous film, The Crow's Salvation, and the fourth overall film in the franchise. The film stars Edward Furlong, who takes the helm of the title character, along with Tara Reid, David Boreanaz, Emmanuel Cheriki, Dennis Hopper, Marcus Chung, Tito Ortiz, Rena Owen, Danny Trejo, and Macy Gray. The film was released on physical media on July 19th, 2005, just over a month after it made its premiere in Seattle, as it had a one-week theatrical release. Before I start in on this one, if you haven't seen my review of The Crow's Salvation or any of the other Crow flicks, check out my playlist and you can catch what you might have missed, or if you would like to see them again if you'd like. Okay, let's begin. James Cuervo, or Jimmy, paroled after serving a prison sentence for killing a rapist in a fight, lives with his dog in a mobile home in Lake Ravasu on the Raven Aztec Reservation. Jimmy plans to start a new life with his girlfriend Lily, whom he intends to propose to. He permanently leaves permanently leave the town, but her father, a pastor named Harold, and brother local cop Tanner both despise Jimmy. The town is home to a satanic biker gang led by escaped convict Luke Death Crash and his fiancee Lola Byrne, along with their three Confederates: Pestilence, Famine, and War. Luke and Lola murder the pair in Lily's pawn shop in a brutal ritual that they hope will reawaken the Antichrist, which includes removing Lily's blue eyes, bestowing precognitive powers upon Lola and Jimmy's heart. They dump their bodies inside an old freezer. The Crow then appears and revives Jimmy, who discovers his newfound invincibility after attempting to shoot himself. He takes Lily's body and leaves it on her bed so it can be found. Tanner and Harold find the body and assume Jimmy killed Lily. On the night of a local festivity, Jimmy dons a gothic costume and makeup he wore to the celebration a previous year. Meanwhile, Luke, Lola, War, and Famine interrupt a chapel wedding where they confront Moses, a former criminal turned priest, to kill him. Cuervo tracks down Pestilence to a bar where he electrocutes him with a bug zapper and snaps his neck. He then seizes the hearse carrying Lily's body and buries her near the tree where he carved a love symbol for them both. Jimmy then arrives at the chapel where he saved Moses from death's door. Jimmy then heads to a casino and kills Famine in front of Luke. During an ensuing fight between Jimmy and Luke, Lily sees the Crow and warns Luke of Jimmy's newfound power. Luke hurls an axe at the Crow, thereby making Jimmy vulnerable. Tanner finds and accuses Jimmy of killing Lily, but Jimmy shows Tanner telepathically what really happened. Luke and Lola visit El Nino, the head of their order, at a place called Iniquity. It's all that. A Catholic church which has been abandoned by Christians and has been modified for use by a satanic cult. And El Nino agrees to minister the wedding in exchange for a book Lola stole. They even had a hostage, Proudfoot Joe, the hearse driver. Tanner and Harold and a group of men assemble outside to confront them. As El Nino is performing the marriage ceremony that will bring Luke closer to harnessing the powers of the Antichrist, Jimmy, Tanner, Harold, and the other men arrive and have a shootout with War, who then attempts to, a kamikaze as he lit up the dynamite strapped to himself only to be shot until he blew up. Now I'm going to go to the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You will have 5 seconds to stop this video at once. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. As I count down now, if you've seen this already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. El Nino completes the ceremony as Jimmy enters the church. Luke, now a host for Lucifer himself, telekinetically hangs Jimmy from a cross, while Lola kills El Nino. Luke and Lola leave the church and head to a nearby graveyard where they must consummate their ritual before sunrise in order for Lucifer to fully manifest. Harold, Tanner, and the others free Jimmy, who tells them the crow is dying. To heal the bird and restore Jimmy's powers, Harold successfully performs the crow dance. Weakened, Jimmy heads to the graveyard and stops Luke and Lola's consummation ritual. Luke and Jimmy engage in a fight, and the revived crow returns, restoring Jimmy's invulnerability. The sun rises, halting Luke's ritual. Jimmy then kills Luke by impaling him on a wooden spike and cutting his throat. Lola loses her sight and desperately attempts repentance by praying to the Virgin Mary, but it's too late. Tanner apprehends her and takes her to prison. In the end, Jimmy and Lily's spirits later find each other in the afterlife in the story. So, what did I think of the Crow Wicked Prayer? Well, it's okay and all. I mean, it still provides a pretty good bit of action, what have you. But this was not well received by anybody. This sits at a big fat 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. I wouldn't put that any other way, but anyway, its reviews were even terrible than the last one. However, a few years later, it did get re-released on physical media by Echo Bridge Home Entertainment as a double feature paired up with the second film, City of Angels. And they also did release a single feature of it. It has been featured in various horror compilation DVDs by Echo Bridge, and instantly got released on Blu-ray. In 2014, the film was released on DVD by Lionsgate in a triple feature with its 2 predecessors. Well, I don't have much to say on the reviews because my source does not provide the information. So I'm just going to say, I will say it's okay and what have you. I mean, as I said, it has the same good action just like what we got from the others. And what have you, but it does have a few issues and what have you, but it's hard to explain since I only watched this one time. But anyway, yeah. I can't really defend this film 110% though. The music composed by Jamie Christopherson wasn't too bad. And I appreciate that this was based on an actual Crow novel, as a matter of fact. That was pretty good and what have you. So they tried to do their extreme best and what have you. Now, originally, the fourth Crow film was actually to be one with the late great rapper DMX, called The Crow Lazarus, about a rapper who chooses to leave the music scene for the love of a woman and is killed during a drive-by shooting. And the rapper is then resurrected by the Crow in order to take revenge on the gang responsible for its death. But unfortunately, after production slated to begin in November of 2000, but the project ultimately never came to be. But in March of 2003, it was announced Edward Furlong had been cast as the lead in this film. So anyway, yes. For our cast, we have Edward Furlong, who you probably know that name, of course, young John Connor from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. He plays Jimmy, aka the Crow. I will say he's good in some ways. David Boreanaz, who of course was famous for Buffy the Vampire Slayer and was recently starred of its recent spin-off Angel. He plays Luke and or Lucifer. Of course, Zeus is dead. Yeah, he's an okay villain. His girlfriend Lola is played by Tara Reid, who recently did the first two installments of the American Pie series and lots of other films. Marcus Chung played War, not bad. Tio Ortiz played Famine. Yuji Akumoto played Pestilence. Yeah. And Dennis Hopper played El Nino. Now that I think was pretty good and what have you. Emmanuel Cheriki played Lily, and well, I'll say she's not too bad. We have Danny Trejo in this as well as Harold. Yeah, not bad. Baez, although he was credited as Dave L. Ortiz, played Tanner. Richard Kumba played Moses. Not bad. And we have Macy Gray as Cara Maria, who was El Nino's enforcer. And Damon John played Proudfoot Joe. So the cast is decent and what have you. But however, this doesn't really save this film from being an overall big disappointment and all. I will say it's okay and what have you. So with everything said about this film's okay, but not really a great film by any means. Would I recommend you give the Crow Wicked Prayer a shot? I would say a one-time watch if you are a hardcore completionist, or avoid it. So it's a draw. So avoid this one, or give it a one-time watch if unless you're a hardcore completionist of the franchise. So that's going to do it for my review here. What did you think of the Crow Wicked Prayer? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, make the views grow. Excuse me. Tell all your friends about my channel. Get them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you'd like as well. And join me next time when I review the recent reboot of The Crow from last year in 2024. So if you like this, check out some of these other films that had a little bit of that had some satanic feel to it. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Spawn from 1997, or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review of a recent satanic themed film in The First Omen from last year, which of course was a prequel to the actual Omen series. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of The Punisher with Thomas Jane from 2004, and the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.